Hi everyone and welcome to Wildlife with Pete. So I am down at Zenith Beach at the moment here in Nelson Bay, and today's plan is to walk from here along the coastal track and see what I can see. First stop is going to be Box Beach, which is the next beach over, and I'm going to fly the drone up, which is usually a good spot to do it. So we're out of the bay now, so it's a good place to kind of spot sharks and other sea life, so we'll see what we can see. That's Tomaree Head behind me, Tomaree Mountain, and this is Tomaree National Park. So before I get off though, I'm going to sit and eat my orange. I need to put on some sun cream because it is a hot one today, and then we'll get going. So I'm just walking along the coastal track now. The next stop is not going to be Box Beach though, it's going to be Wrays Beach, which is a beach in between Zenith and Box. And that's where I'm going to fly the drone from, change my mind. So that's where we're headed now, and we'll see what we can see along the way. So I've probably only been walking for about 10 minutes, but it is a stinker today. It's hot and it feels really humid, so I think there's probably a storm brewing. But made the mistake of not putting sun cream on until I got on the walk, so I'm feeling warm. But at least we're up here in a little bit of shade in the bush. The lorikeets flying around. I'm going to try and keep as cool as possible today. Just got a little bit of footage of a honey eater that was perched at the top of quite a high branch, just sticking up out of the bush, which was nice. It was there for quite a while, chirping away, which usually they don't stay for very long, but I don't know whether maybe the hot weather's slowed the birds down as well. There's a few knocking about. I'm just behind the camera here, so I'm just going to get some footage of this. There's a few honey eaters knocking about. They all seem to be the same species, which I think is the white-throated honey eater. I'd have to double check. Looking at my pictures later on. There's one up there just now. But there's quite a few of them knocking about. So Wrays Beach is just in front of us. But before I got to the actual path down, I just found this little track, which I assume leads to the beach. We'll find out, I suppose, won't we? Nah, dead end. At least I didn't have to go too far to find out. Back on the track now. So I've just arrived at Wrays Beach. It looks like I've got the place to myself. Perfect. There's not too much wind, so no reason why I can't fly the drone. I'll find somewhere to get set up now. I took the drone up, just landed it back now because the battery is running out. And yeah, managed to see a couple of rays, which was nice. And stuck with one for a little bit and followed it. It's quite a big fella. So I'll put that footage up for you now. Enjoy. So just stopped and had a bit of a break in the shade here on Zenith Beach after flying the drone, and yeah, next stop is Box Beach, but I'm sat here and I'm contemplating, so obviously I can go back the way I came, back to the coastal path and keep walking down and get to the beach that way, but I'll spin you round. There's a bit of a hill in between the beaches, obviously. And looking at it, I reckon I could probably just walk over the top, or at least walk over it. Maybe not go straight over to the top. I'll probably stay closer to the coast here. I'll turn you around so you can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, so this is the hill, and I reckon I could probably just walk over this bit. All depends on how high the rocks are, or the cliffs on the other side. But once I get to kind of the ridge there, I should be able to see if I can make it down the other side. If not, I'll turn around and go the other way. But yeah, I think I'm gonna attempt it and see how it goes. So as I've got closer, a lot of the vegetation, like the greenery, looks longer than I thought, so and I don't want to be destroying any native bush. So I think I'm going to attempt to go over the rocks instead. But just looking back at the beach, look at that for a view. Honestly, you'd think you was in Jurassic Park. Huge. Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to see what's just over them rocks there. We'll see. So far so good, pretty epic, and yeah, Crab City around here, loads of them. This fella's dead though. But yeah, you can hear him all scurrying about, see him going. Give me a second. Okay, so while we're here, the islands that are out behind me are nature reserves. So the conservation areas, people aren't allowed on them, apart from the odd scientists and other people doing conservation work. And that's because they're important breeding sites for a couple of birds. But the main one is the Gold's petrel. which is obviously a seabird, and it's Australia's most endangered seabird, and basically 95% of all the breeding goes on just these islands here, just off the coast of Port Stephens. So yeah, very important area, and that's why it's not open to the general public. There's a bird just flying right at me now, I don't know what it is. So when I saw this bird flying towards me, I really hoped that it might have been one of the gold petrels, a juvenile. But as it got closer, because of its sharp, pointed beak, I could tell it was actually a juvenile gannet, Australasian gannet. And yeah, still amazing to see. A similar sized bird to the gold petrel, and yeah, nice to watch it diving for food. Just stop for a minute at this rock dug. It's so clear, and there's some pretty good sized fish in there. There's all sorts of stuff in here, to be honest. Shrimp, I can see crabs, lots of snails. Yeah, it's a tiny little ecosystem. It looks like we've come to a dead end. Yeah, nothing I can do to pass there, unless I could go up there and then cross over that bit. After that I'll just turn around. I suppose we'll see. Definitely not going that way though. So, come up the rocks, but couldn't really find a way past. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's getting a bit grey up there. I think that storm that was brewing is on its way. So I'm going to head back the way, well, back to Wreck Beach, but just obviously going this way instead, which is the way I was originally going to come. So it should be fine. There's a couple of magpies keeping me company, and there's a few seagulls just flying above. Yeah, so we'll head back to the beach and see how we go. I made it back down. Definitely wasn't a shortcut, but probably took about the same time as it did going over the rocks. So, and it was an adventure, so it was fun. Seen a few birds up there. White-bellied seagulls were flying over. It was always nice to see. Yeah, I'm going to start heading back now anyway, towards the start and back to my car. I think I'm going to go and get an ice cream to reward myself. It started to rain when I was up there, but then kind of passed over. It's nice again now. Yeah, we'll make our way back and I'll see what I can see on the way. I'm back on the coastal path now, and it's almost golden hour. You know, that last hour of the day before sunset, and the light's just beautiful, and yeah, really good for taking pictures. So I'm gonna head back along the coastal path now, hopefully see some wildlife, and yeah, take advantage of this amazing light. I've not made it 5 minutes down the path from when I last recorded something. There's just so many birds flitting about between the trees, and they're all in a nice light. These white-bellied seagulls just soaring about in the sky. Yeah, so I've been preoccupied, but I'm moving again now. I'm probably going to stop and take a picture of the seagull because it's just catching the light perfect. So this part of the coastal walk's got quite a lot of trees. The areas where I usually walk are more just scrub. It takes me forever to walk through areas like this because there is a koala-shaped hole in my life at the minute. And every time I come somewhere like this with lots of eucalyptus, yeah, I'm just constantly checking every tree. I mean, I've been here in Port Stephens now for a couple of months and I've still not managed to see koala. And it's not through lack of trying, I can tell you that. But yeah, it's only a matter of time. So I just got back to the car park and I'm going to end the video here. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go and get myself an ice cream and enjoy the last bit of the sunset.